Today, we're going to look at a really simple meditation technique. But what's so fascinating is how one single word can completely change it, turning it from a kind of dry, scientific exercise into something truly profound. Just think about that for a second. One simple word unlocking a whole new dimension to a practice you might already know. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. So here's the plan. We'll start with the basic technique, then we'll introduce that powerful little modification. We'll tackle the big question it raises, explore the philosophy behind it, and finally, see how we can actually apply this in our day-to-day lives. All right, first up, the foundation. This is a very direct, you could almost say clinical practice. It's focused entirely on the mechanics of your breathing. The instruction here is super precise. You're asked to bring your entire awareness to just 2 moments in your breath. The first is that tiny, silent pause at the top of the inhale, right before it turns. The second is the stillness at the very bottom of the exhale, right before you breathe in again. And that's it. Your only job is to just witness those 2 turning points. Okay, so now let's introduce the change. Now, on the surface, it seems incredibly minor, but believe me, for certain types of people, this small shift is, well, it's everything. The change is just a single instruction: practice with utmost devotion. You see, the source material is really clear that for people who are more heart-oriented, that purely scientific approach can feel kind of empty. So this simple addition, it's the key that unlocks it for them. It's really amazing how this one word, devotion, completely reframes the whole experience. Suddenly, it's not just a mental exercise anymore. It becomes an act of love, an act of trust. You shift from simply observing your breath to participating in it with your entire being. But, this immediately brings up a very logical and important question. I mean, it's easy to feel devotion for a person, or a deity, or an ideal. But how on earth can you feel devotion for a bodily function, for the simple automatic process of air just moving in and out of your lungs? It seems like a pretty strange concept, right? This is the central challenge we've got to figure out. And the answer requires a complete shift in perspective. It comes from a core teaching of Tantra. The secret isn't in changing the breath itself, it's in changing how you view your own body. And this is the crucial insight. You stop seeing your body as an as an object, a machine that just performs functions. Instead, you start to see it as something sacred, like a holy place, the actual physical temple where the divine resides. And what's so powerful here is the realization that this is an active choice. It's an attitude you decide to adopt. You can choose to see your body as just a mechanism, or you can choose to see it as a miracle, as if it belongs to someone you love deeply. The perspective is entirely up to you. And this right here, this illustrates the full shift perfectly. When you adopt this new attitude, the act of breathing is no longer just your action. It's the universe, the divine, breathing through you. And all of a sudden, this simple act is filled with profound meaning, making devotion not only possible, but actually natural. So how do we actually use this? This isn't just some lofty idea for meditation. It's a really practical tool for transforming everyday life. The source gives us these beautifully simple examples. So next time you eat, don't just consume food. Instead, hold the thought that you are offering this food to the divine that resides within you. When you take a shower, feel that you're cleansing a sacred temple. The external action, it doesn't change at all, but the internal experience is completely different. This really gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? Nothing on the outside has to change. The food is the same, the water is the same. But just by shifting your internal attitude, the quality of your experience is transformed. Everything can become an act of devotion. So this is the real takeaway. The power to deepen your practice and enrich your life doesn't come from some complicated new technique. It comes from a simple, internal shift in how you choose to see the world, starting with your own body. So we're left with this one final thought to carry with us. If you truly embrace this idea, that your body is a sacred space, what would change for you, right now, in this very moment?